Hello everyone, DJ Collectibles 99 here, and today we'll be taking a look at the limited edition 17-inch Esmeralda doll. I am super excited to get this out of the box, and I just was blown away when I actually saw the box in person too. It's a really beautiful box, and it almost made me not want to debox her, just the sheer amount of detail that it has. But of course, I gotta let this girl out of the box because she looks so beautiful and so gorgeous, and I feel like just from looking at her right away, the stock photos did not do her any justice. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the box real quick. And this definitely might take a little bit more time because there's so much going on. But as you can see, there is Hunchback of Notre Dame right there. And then, of course, the Disney Store logo. And then you can see that there is a moon on this side and a sun on this side, which is more like I think like gypsy symbols. And then we have ages 6 and up right there. And then you can see on top it has like this type of, like, it almost looks like a railing type design. Maybe one that like is on the Notre Dame. So I think that that's really cool that they added that. It's like a nice divide of the sunset type color here. And then you can see that there's like a bunch of stars and arches right there. So it's like definitely going on about like the way that it's designed. It like reminds me of the curvature of Notre Dame. And then you can see a bunch of like dots going all the way around it, as well as like a gold lining, which is really, really pretty. I like that. And then when you go down, it cascades from orange to pink to like a purple color, and then back to like an orangey color. And inside, you can see like these zigzag lines. It's definitely giving me a very 90s nostalgia vibe when they did a bunch of these pops of color for different style boxes. And I've never personally owned a 90s Esmeralda. The first Esmeralda doll I got was the Masquerade version, and then I got the classic version and now this version. But from what I've heard, I guess the box styles were very similar compared to this Esmeralda, so I thought that was really cool. And you can see more stars down here with the same type of like railing pattern. And then you can see limited edition Esmeralda. She's limited to 1 to 7,000. And then you can see right here that there is the Hunchback Notre Dame 25th anniversary logo, which is crazy that it's already 25 years old. I grew up watching this and absolutely loved it. And you can see all like the nice little gold stars on the actual plastic itself. And I love it when they put colored work on plastic. They did that with Cruella and stuff, and I just thought it was amazing. On this side, it's a little hard to make out, but you can see that there is a sun embellishment on the clear plastic, which is super, super pretty. The continued design of this that goes all the way around the box and all the windows, and then of course more gold stars. Going to the back here, we have the sun and the moon again, and then it says Hunchback of Notre Dame again, and I really like this like detail right here. It's really pretty. And if you'd like to pause and read that, you can. And then we have a nice, like kind of pinkish type of bow, which is really, really nice. I like the color for this. And then it does say that certificate of authenticity and display stand is included. Going to this side, you'll see it's a little bit different with the moon this time on this side of the box. I think that this is such a beautiful touch, and it just really gives me a really cool like gypsy vibe, which is really awesome. And then of course everything else is like the same. Going back to the front, if you look at the top here, it has the pink ribbon and it says Hunchback of Notre Dame on the top. I believe Winterbell was the first one that they started putting the names on top of for, and I actually really, really like that. I like that kind of detail where it's just kind of displaying where they came from. And then you can see her gorgeously posed in this box, and you can see that the festival is going on behind her, I believe. All the, like the houses and flags, which actually for her, I got super excited for her to arrive, so I made little flags for her so that she could stand in front of them. But super excited to get her out. So with that being said, without further ado, let's unleash Esmeralda from her confines and see all the gorgeous things that she has to offer. Okay, and she's finally out of the box, and first impressions is I really love this design. It's really pretty, and I like the printed actually because it sparkles really pretty and everything like that. There are definitely some negatives that I'm going to talk about later on, but first I'll focus on the positives and go over everything that she has. So starting off here, we can see her face, which is much more beautiful in person. I think that they captured Esmeralda very well. I think the thing that was throwing a lot of people off is the volume of the hair at the top. I feel like it is a little bit flat, so maybe if you like took something and like kind of zhuzhed it up a little bit and got rid of like the type of gel that they put in it, it would probably be a little bit more voluminous and a little bit more accurate to Esmeralda's character, who had tons of hair. But the eye color is really nice, and I really think it's like a nice beautiful shade of green, and I feel like the eyebrows are definitely on point for Esmeralda. She has really beautiful thick eyebrows. And then right here she has really beautiful, like a little darker shade of lip, and she has golden eyeshadow, which complements her gold jewelry very well. She does in fact come with a golden earring, which is super nice. If I can get her hair out of the way there. So in the promo pictures, it was very unclear whether we were gonna get that earring or not, and I know some people were worried, but yes, it's here. So that's really awesome, and it is made out of metal. And then her purple headband is really pretty, like a nice soft material, and shines really nicely on camera. I do wish that they would have taken the tassel and put it underneath like it is in the movie, but it is still really pretty, and it does get in the way sometimes, like, and come forward because it's just so big and bulky, but I just really think it's really pretty, and is the perfect purple shade to complement the other shades of purple that are on her. She does also have a a golden necklace that has like a nice little bead at the end there, also made out of metal. And that's a really nice touch because she's very dressed up in the movie with bangles and bracelets and all that. So it's really cool that they added another piece of jewelry right there. And then we have her hair, which is really nice. It goes all the way down, and some of the curls go all the way down past her back. And it's nice, but I definitely wish it was a little less gelled and a little bit more poofy, because they gelled the heck out of this, and it's some of the curls are just a little bit crazy, but it definitely works all together. But I might boil wash it, I'm not too sure yet. It would definitely, if you boil washed it, give it a little bit more volume and not be so crunchy, but they did that to help keep the curl because her hair is wildly curly in the film. And then going down to her bodice right here, we have, we actually do have some embroidery on this doll. I know that some people thought she didn't have any, but she does have a little bit. It's just most of it's printed. We got golden embroidery right here with a little bit of gold gems to kind of fill in some areas. And it's a really nice collar, and it's double sewn. And then we have this extra little collar thing right here, and I don't know the purpose of it other than to hide cleavage maybe, because Esmeralda does have a little bit of a plunging neckline in the movie. Maybe they wanted to like eliminate that somehow, so they did that. And then she has nice teal straps right here to probably hold up everything nicely. And then we have the teal continuing here. Underneath at the top, there's more white right there, so this is like kind of replicating an undershirt, but it's, I think, all one piece, so it'll all come off as one piece rather than like you put the corset on and then this shirt. And then looking at the teal corset right here, you can see that there's nice light purple embroidery going down, and golden embroidery in the middle of that, just to kind of mimic that same look that she had in the movie. And then looking at her sleeves, they're super poofy, and they do connect at the end there, but have like a little bit of a gap for more movement, because she is a dancer, and she always is like using her tambourine and doing like super elaborate dances, so she has to have a little bit of movement in her dress. So then we have these really nice kind of hanging down sleeves. I don't know the type of sleeve it's called, but it's really pretty nonetheless. And that is where the printing starts. And you can see like suns and moons on there, as well as nice pretty diamonds. So that's really nice. I wish that they would have used a little bit more flowy of a material, because it does seem a little bit stiff, but what are you gonna do? I know they've been cutting on like materials and stuff to try and keep it cheaper, but it is really, really pretty. And then well, actually, I'll show her tambourine because it's right here. This is her tambourine that she comes with. I think it's painted very, very well, and it has a really nice paint job in the middle right here, as if it was, has been, used. So I just thought that that was really nice in the detailing. And then it has little tiny tambourines all around it, and it's painted a nice brown. And it does actually have like nice, pretty purple tassel ribbons on it as well, which is super, super cute. And I like that detail. The fact that she came with the tambourine is a really, really nice touch, and I'm really happy that she came with something. She does have, if I flip it down right here, gold bangles that are kind of hidden by the tambourine. She has two of them, a thicker one and a really thin one, kind of like Ariel. I will say that the tambourine is heavy though, so expect her to kind of, if you have her in a certain pose, it does kind of make it heavy on her arm right there, so you'll have to watch for that. I've noticed actually, one of my negatives that I'll quickly go over is that the joints seem very loose. Not all of them, but if that joint was holding something in the box, or your leg was twisted a weird way, it'll kind of be a weird joint. Right here we have the a nice gold bangle right here, and you can see it kind of just kind of cuts off right there. So it's kind of cool how it looks like a real bangle, and it's nice and thick. So that's super pretty, and that's also made out of metal. And then going to her type of, I don't really know what this is called, but it's like kind of like tied to the side right here. This is super pretty as well. It's like a darker purple. It's like a purpley bluish type color, and it has golden print all over it as well. You can see the different types of like diamondy triangle patterns and zigzags going all through it. And then right where there's like this nice trimming, there's like a nice beautiful gold trimming right here. There's also golden embroidery underneath that of like flowers and everything else, which is super, super pretty. Probably my favorite part about this dress is what would be known as her coins. They made it a little bit more elaborate and gave her like these really beautiful big stones, which is super pretty. And I love the coloring for them. I think that it's like really cool how they like kind of marbled the design. And we have nice gold chains coming down on each, grabbing into these little hoops right here. And there's tassels hanging down from there, which is really, really, really pretty. And it looks like there's about 3 of them. They don't continue on the back, sadly. I wish that they would have, but they're really pretty nonetheless. And then we have a nice type of satining material, which is actually pretty thin, and I wish it was a little bit thicker, but it's really, really nice. In the it's like really super shiny actually, and they do have gold gems kind of traveling all the way down it. I will say, however, that they do skimp, and underneath that, if you were to disconnect this, they do not continue the embroidery right here, so that's kind of disappointing, but hey, what are you gonna do? I definitely see where they cut their corners with this doll, but yeah, so that was definitely interesting to find out. Going down here, this is another really, really beautiful part that I know a lot of people wish was embroidery, but I do like the simplicity of like the really beautiful kind of gold, and I love the shimmering blue a lot. So even though we didn't really get embroidery, it still is really, really pretty. And I feel like with embroidery, it'd be really, really bulky at the bottom, especially for this type of material. It would just hang kind of weird. So the fact that they went for a lighter material is probably nicer, would have looked nicer. Unless they would have used thick material, then it probably wouldn't have mattered. But you can see like the nice, beautiful flower and moon patterns all in here. And it just kind of travels. Like there's so much going on. It's like really pretty. And they have gems, gold gems, at each giant flower in the middle, which is really pretty. Going for under, she has nothing under. This is one of my like pet peeves. Her skirt was so pretty, and then you take out the tissue paper. If you're a deboxer, like in box, it looks totally fine and full and beautiful. But if you're like an out of box collector, you really like those petticoats. So the fact that she has nothing underneath to like try and poof this out a little bit and make it less like kind of like flat, really, 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 truly disappointed me. And even in the movie, she does have like an underneath petticoat type deal that does poof it out a little bit. So the fact that they didn't do that bewilders me, even when it's in the animation and it's prominently shown in the animation. Pardon me. But yeah, it was just kind of like crazy. So that was definitely one of my major disappointments. You will notice that they did do a lot of things different with this doll. First off, one of the things right away is the stand is a lot more narrow. I know that the regular stands are more circle. I can actually pull out my Cinderella right here, and you can see her stand is very, very circular, and you know, she has a petticoat. But this one right here is like very, very oval like, so it's very different, which was definitely very interesting to me that they did a new mold for this. I don't know why, but yeah, definitely interesting. For her, she has new legs and new feet, so that I thought was definitely interesting as well. Her feet I actually really like. They're a little bit more realistic. They're not like super boxy, because when Show Yourself Elsa wore sandals, I noticed her boxy feet, and I thought it was kind of weirdish. Like not overly weird, but like I just thought it looked a little bit off. But you can see that the feet look a little bit more boxy compared to Esmeralda's. A little bit more cartoony, less realistic. Which was actually what their older hands were like before they started using these types of hands right here that look a little bit more dainty. So yeah, you can see compared to these ones, the feet definitely have changed and look a little bit more structured, which is nice. I definitely like that feature for sure. Now, her legs apparently also are a little bit different as well. They bend, if I can one hand this here, they bend a little bit different, so she's able to get a little bit better posing. If you can see right there, like there's better, so she can do a little bit more than 90 degrees, which is what most of the dolls did. And I heard that she can sit better too, and I'll try and display that with photos as well. But she has, with these new type of legs, they do kind of like wobble, and mine actually came bent in the box, so it was like this, so it constantly wants to go like that. But if I like tap it, you can see just how wobbly it is. So I was really disappointed in the quality of the joints. I really feel like Shop Disney needs to get that together, because you know, if she's in box, it's totally fine, but like there are out of box collectors, and I just really feel like that they need to keep that in mind, that some of us, you know, do debox, so make sure that the joints are actually going to like function the way they're supposed to and not kind of flop everywhere, because that was really disappointing. And I feel like it's going to, when I do take photos of her, hinder some of the poses that I wanted to take where she would be able to hold a pose. And I do feel like the stand might hinder as well because it's thinner, so I feel like she might fall easier. So those are two things that I would like Shop Disney to go over when they have, you know, dolls that are $130. So that was definitely one of my big irks. Overall, I really do think that she is a wonderful doll, and I am so happy, and I'm very appreciative that Disney decided to give Esmeralda some love this year, because she doesn't really get the love that she's, you know, well deserves, because the movie is absolutely great and she is such an amazing character. But I definitely cannot ignore the ways that they cut corners within the, you know, because the older dolls would have had this type of gems all the way up, like, regardless. So that was a little disappointing for me, and definitely the joints are like my top frustration right now. But yeah, hopefully Shop Disney can kind of like see what people are talking about and the negatives and kind of try and fix them and improve on it. I will give them a little slack that they did try something new and they're trying these new joints. So maybe they just haven't completely worked out the kinks yet, but hopefully for these next round of dolls, if they are going to proceed with these joints, please check them, make sure they're not like super wobbly or broken. I've heard some people have had feet broken, so I just I want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I definitely wanted to make that aware. But I think that's it for Esmeralda. I will quickly show the certificate of authenticity here. It really perfectly matches the box, and I got number 2,306 out of 7,000. So that's really cool. I definitely think they made quite a bit for her too, which maybe this is why some of the quality was kind of lackluster, like the joints. I feel like they made so many of them that they didn't keep up with, like, if they were stiff enough or anything like that, and they were just kind of pushing them through. So I just feel like maybe a little bit smaller of an edition size would work too, because I did notice that she was also on the website for several days before selling out. So that was definitely, I think, partly due to how many they actually made of her. But yeah, I think that's it for her. I'm actually really curious to know what you guys think after this review. Do you like her? Are you guys still on the fence? I know some people didn't like her face right away, but I can tell you in person it looks really, really beautiful. I just feel like the stock photos did not capture like all the angles well. I feel like there's too much light on the face and it kind of made it look a little bit flatter than it actually is. But it's like super pretty in my opinion. But definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!